Well, first of all, you used the analogy of a gigantic corporation to describe the quote-unquote matrix system that we find ourselves in. Now, are we talking about a matrix that's on the material plane, or are we talking about, or are we talking about something that may be on a more energetic / metaphysical plane?
Well, they're both. They're both. Everything is set up like the corporate structure. See, what we have here on this plane is simply emulating or what's the other word? Anyway, it's a duplication of a process that's another step above. It's a tier. We live in a tier reality then, or creation. Everything is based on a pyramidal structure, and that's how a corporate structure is set up. Everything is based on that particular structure. With you have a hierarchy. You have someone at the helm. So we are in a mini one, yes, which is the matrix here. That is the mini matrix, but that mini matrix here is the one that keeps us regulated and structured so that we never really leave it. We get stuck in it so that we don't discover what's outside, what's beyond the gates, what's beyond that. So that is what that is designed for, is to fulfill the controlling process on all levels. We're talking, religion, most importantly, your spirituality, which direction you're going to go in. Their job is to keep you distracted, to keep you hypnotized in whatever way possible, because again, they are just operating also as agents to something else outside of this particular concept of time, or this particular matrix. So everyone is answering to a different level. And so we can take that same structure that's in place to govern, and then we always hear about all of these secret societies and these meetings. Well, we already know that they all tie into that governmental structure. But what we have to remember is on top of that, outside of that, yes, is a greater picture, Jamal, is science once again, which I keep emphasizing, because again, it doesn't matter what you are doing or thinking. There is always science involved. Everything is some sort of formula, and they deal in science. They deal in science. So everything about how your life is going to be regulated, orchestrated, planned, structured is based on some sort of science. And the distraction is you either believing in them, putting an image there. Again, there's another savior there for you to look at and hope that they will save you. In the meantime, you're distracted, and they're doing other things. While you're off over here, yeah, rah, 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 with your pom-poms, they're off doing what they need to do, which is putting another system, stronger system in place to distract you. And this whole mortgage crisis situation, all this stuff was just orchestrated, planned, put in place quite some time ago. Yet it is essential. The collapse is essential. It really is, in one level, essential for everything to fall apart, which is, the nature of creation anyway. Out of chaos comes order. So we have to look at all of this from many levels and recognize once again that it goes back to you and understanding what it is to really be sovereign. And looking for real freedom, which that's only going to come from within, which is why the job of these agents, once again, is to make sure that you focus on the outside, the without. Everything we've been taught since we're children has been to look outside of ourselves, because if we discover what we really need to discover inside, they cannot control us. There is no control, whether we want to believe that or not. No. And our ancestors knew that. We're talking, when I say ancestors, I'm not talking 100 years ago. I'm not talking 200. I'm not talking 1,000 years ago. I'm talking in the very offset of coming onto this planet. That's what I'm talking about, because we haven't even scratched the surface. So what we're doing, a lot of what we're doing is distracting. From my standpoint, yes, it's distracting, even though we're trying to discover who we are and what direction to go in. But yes, going that far back, yes, we are talking then, yes. We're talking the future, because there's a lot that they understood and knew about the sciences, and that's what the hope is, that you will not discover that. You will just stay distracted, struggling over who's gonna run you, who's gonna look out for me, who's gonna protect me.